Well, hello there. How are you? It is so good to see you again. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today we are doing your weekly tarot reading. This is for the week of June 3rd through the 10th. I'll take a look at each of the 12 signs separately. All of those are time-stamped in the description box below, so please check out. You may want to check out your sun, moon, and rising to get a really good picture of what the week has ahead. And before we start, we have that new moon in Gemini on Thursday, June 6th, and this is an energy really becoming more in alignment with what it is that your heart desires. Geminis are all about change and really starting to think about the changes that you want to make in your life so that you can be where you really want to be in 6 months. Okay, so we're going to start with Cancer and go all the way through to Gemini. So let's start with Cancer and let's see what's on the horizon for you at this week. So let's see what we have here. All right, we have we have enlightenment. Wow, I love this. Okay, so let me show you the card and look at that. What a beautiful energy. And it says, let Goddess light fill you. Now, it's really interesting because we have a moon phase. It's a new moon, but it is a moon. I love to celebrate moons, new moons and full moons with moon ceremonies. So Cancer, I think that there's something, you're getting kind of like a new insight. Perhaps remembering that this new moon is about the changes you would truly like to make. Think about where you would like to be at the end of 2024. That's when we'll have the full moon in Gemini, and asking yourself, how do you see where you might want to be in 6 months? And, even looking beyond just 6 months, but what can you accomplish? What changes can you make in your life to get you closer to where it is that you truly want to be? Because I'm going to say you have something here. You have the Devil and you have the Mask, right? This is an energy where you're really kind of like holding on to a role that you have. It could be a career, it could be a relationship role that you have, and feeling like you're either expected to show up a certain way or feeling like other people in that situation are toxic or just not in alignment with who you truly are. So it's a little bit about taking a look at why you may be wearing a mask, right, around a certain group of people. Let me give you an example. If you're in a toxic work situation, right, you may not be going to work and really saying the things that are on your mind because you're concerned about losing your job or, retribution or whatever that is. So it's allowing yourself to see where you're not truly authentic in your life, whether that's in relationships or a situation, or even where you're not being truthful with yourself. Sometimes we can see this, especially in our health, where we convince ourselves, right, that we can continue to eat fast food or we can partake too much in other substances that are not good for us, right? Anything that's kind of toxic, and allowing ourselves to be truthful, right? That when we participate in things that are toxic, whether that's us ingesting them or we're in environments that are that way, that we're not being true to ourselves. We're not being authentic to our highest version of ourselves. And I love this because it's kind of like, I feel like you're getting this enlightenment this week. And instead of looking at this situation in a negative way, what I love about the energy is that you have the turkey spirit and said, give with gratitude and grace. It's kind of like if you find like you've stayed in a relationship too long or a career too long, or you've been binge eating too much or not exercising enough, it's kind of like sometimes we can fall into a pattern of feeling guilty or shameful that we haven't made a change earlier, right? And this is the energy of, no, it's okay. It's like just allowing yourself to say, this needs to go, whatever this is, right? This relationship, this eating habit, whatever it is, spending, it could be a spending habit, right? It's kind of like, this has to go. I have to eliminate this. I have to detach from whatever this is, because the devil energy are things that we're attached to, that we think that we have to keep in our life, but honestly, we're better off when they're not in our life. So it's allowing yourself to disconnect, to detach from whatever this is, so that you can go into the direction of your highest self. I really love that energy, Cancer, because it really is about just being grateful for the experience, grateful for the insight in how this is affecting you, but then also giving yourself grace and saying, okay, I can start again. It's that energy, you know, it's kind of like if you've been on a diet or something and then you have, you know, you goof up or something, it's kind of like, that's okay. I can start again. And that's exactly how this energy is. Don't get down on yourself or whatever. It's just kind of like radically accepting where you are and then saying, okay, I am allowing myself to detach so I can go in a direction that's better, healthier, more successful for myself. All right, Cancer, I'm going to leave it there. I'm also posting today your June reading, so please look for that. And I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now. All right, Leo, let's see what we have for you, Leo. I have a Leo rising, so I always like to tap into that Leo energy. So let's see what we have here. Yeah, okay, so we have the dark thoughts here. Okay, now the dark thoughts is this energy. Don't worry, there's good. The dark thoughts is this energy where I feel like you may have felt, this is the energy I'm getting with this card. I don't usually get it this way. That you may have felt like you've been in this maze that is leading you nowhere, right? This could be in your career. It could be in a health issue. It could be in a relationship. It could just be in life in general. It's kind of like every time I think I'm turning a corner, you see all those corners in the maze, right? Every time I think I'm turning a corner, then there's something else, right? And it's almost as if I feel like you have had the strength and the courage to keep pulling yourself up by the bootstraps and going forward, right? And it's just kind of like, okay, here's another obstacle, not a problem. I'm pulling myself up. I'm getting started again. But the thing is that you're losing momentum in that, right? Let's face it, right? It's kind of like when we go through spells like that, we can keep ourselves going for a while, and then all of a sudden it's just kind of like, okay, I don't know if I have the strength and the courage to keep doing this. So I feel like there's something with this new moon that occurs on Thursday. It's a new moon in Gemini, and Geminis are all about change, where you're seeing that you want out of this. And perhaps some of the choices that you have made have kind of put you in this perpetual situation, right? It's kind of like, and it's not like, Leo, I don't think you've consciously made these choices, but it's kind of like, I feel like there's some type of habit that you may have that I'm going to give you an example for myself. And I was like, this is really ridiculous, right? When I am sitting and in a chair and I have my laptop or I'm doing some other work, for some reason, I always like to have a blanket kind of like wrapped around my legs. I get cold. My legs get cold. So I kind of like have a blanket wrapped around my legs. And lately I have noticed that a lot of times I get up out of the chair and I'm like tripping on the blanket, right? It's kind of like, okay, this is becoming a hazard. But one of the things I recognized is that I've been kind of like not thinking about the blanket when I get up. It's understanding that if I allowed myself to have some kind of habit of what I do with the blanket when I get up, or perhaps I start wearing longer pants or thicker pants so that I don't get so cold. It's that type of energy of understanding that you kind of have a habit of doing something that is keeping you tripped up. Oh, isn't that interesting, right? Keeping you tripped up. And so what you're doing in this new moon in Gemini, that is all about changes, right? That will put you closer to what your heart truly desires, is asking yourself, what are you doing in your own life that may be tripping you up. Perhaps this is that bowl of ice cream at the end of the day that is preventing you from losing the 10 pounds that you want to lose, right? Or perhaps this is, one of the things when I was a teacher, I had to force myself to do this, was to clear off my desk at the end of the day. So when I came in the next day, it was a clear desk, right? But I also had this thing about putting it just in piles, right? And I finally had to break the habit of it. It's kind of like looking at some of the habits that you may have that are actually tripping you up, causing you to lose momentum and energy, inspiration for your entire life, because it's just kind of like, I don't know, they're showing me like a bathroom counter that has a lot of bottles, and maybe your bathroom is kind of like cluttered with stuff and it's not well organized. And then you're getting ready in the morning and you're frustrated literally with yourself because you can't find anything, right? It's kind of like taking a look at those little things that we think don't really matter, but they really do. Okay, because you're going within, you're finding this, and then you have slow and steady wins the race. Well, understanding that you don't have to make great progress, but it is about making that steady progress. It is about getting up every day and kind of following the routines, the habits that will bring you a joy, right? And you have embraced the blessings of life. Yes, and maybe part of this is just starting a gratitude journal. At the end of the day, I always write down 3 things that I'm truly grateful for that day. I keep that journal right next to my bedside so that the last thoughts that I have at the end of the day are thoughts of gratitude about the things that I'm thankful for in my life. And perhaps it's not necessarily always eliminating bad habits, but sometimes also adding habits that do bring us more happiness, joy, and gratitude for what we already have. All right, I'm going to leave it there, Leo. I hope you enjoyed your June reading, and I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now. All right, Virgo, welcome in, Virgo. It's so good to see you. Let's see what we have here. I hope you got to see your June reading. It went up yesterday, I do believe. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, okay, you have a relationship that I think is coming back together or healing, okay? It does not have to be romantic, but it can be. It can also be a relationship that you have literally with yourself, okay? Because you have rebirth and then you have the loving man. So see, both of those are about really and truly embracing the love that you have for yourself, other people in your life. And with the rebirth card, this is a resurrecting. This is reigniting a relationship that you have, once again, either with somebody else, and it can be romantic, but it doesn't have to be, or with yourself, which is a beautiful energy. Maybe even kind of like a reconnecting to your inner child, right? Reconnecting to the loving part of yourself. Because Virgo, I love this. You have Dove Spirit, be peace, and then you have the Justice. Once again, this energy of balance and harmony. Libra is all about balance and harmony. You could have a relationship with the Libra that's coming back into balance. For some of you, this could even be a legal matter, okay, that is going to be settled this week. Or in the very near future, that brings peace and harmony to you, right? It's like this matter, whatever it is, goes in your favor. Beautiful energy. Now, I also want to say that, your June reading had something about finding the missing link to your success, right? And that was all about finding the connection, right, between you and your audience, or you and your clients, or you and the people that you may be wanting to connect to, especially in your career sector. I feel like with this new moon in Gemini, that's all about changes. That is being kind of like really instilled within you. It's kind of like, yeah, I want to really connect or reconnect to the people that are important to me in my life, or to your audience, your clients, whoever you're trying to reach, you know, in your career sector. Beautiful energy of, I just want to say, I mean, I know you have the dove spirit, the sense of peace, but it truly is the sense of finding peace, perhaps in a situation that has been long going, right? That has been taking some time, perhaps even like 5 years. We have a lot of 5 there. So it's kind of like understanding, okay, I'm allowing myself to reconnect to a part of myself that maybe I feel like I lost around 5 years ago, or I'm reconnecting to a person that maybe has kind of been distanced from me for around 5 years. It doesn't have to be 5 years, but there's a span here, right? It's not something that just happened yesterday or last week. It's been a while, and it's kind of like finding that heart connection is inspiring and motivating and invigorating. And that's what it is. It's invigorating in all areas of your life. So Virgo, lovely energy there. Wow, powerful. Well, I hope to see you again really soon, and I hope you have a wonderful week. Goodbye for now. All right, Libra, let's see what we have for you. Oh my goodness, this is beautiful. All right, so first off, you have shelter. You are cherished. So this is the energy where I feel like they're showing me this. You know, this is kind of like an angel, and these foxes are in a den within the angel's, like, you know, dress or whatever. There is this energy where I feel like this is a home situation, or at least a relationship that is really near and dear to you in a way. I don't think this is career, okay? It could be maybe a business partner, but this is a friend or a family member. And I'm really thinking more family, because to me, they're really highlighting the den, right? The home of the foxes. And I feel like for a long time, perhaps there's been some chaos or conflict, even separation. But look at how you're coming back together. And the reason part of this is happening is because the divine is saying it's time. It's time for the two of you or a group of you to come back together. And the angels are truly on this, okay? They're working behind the scenes to have this come to fruition. Now, it's kind of interesting because as I remember, your June reading had something to do with like an invitation to an event, you know? So it could be that perhaps you're receiving some invitation, or you're going to some party or some family event, and this situation, right, starts to heal because you see somebody maybe that you haven't seen in a while. And you have the elephant spirit, learn from the past. Okay, so I feel like when this situation or conversation that may be coming up very soon in the next week or so is not to allow yourself to revert back to who you were, because I think there's an energy here where you maybe haven't seen this person for a while, or you've been distanced for some time, and you have done some healing, and the other person has done some healing. And it's almost like this energy of recognizing that if you come back together, there sometimes when that happens, and it happened to me once, and it was like, whoa, right? It's kind of like this, you see them, you're not expecting them, whatever it is, right? And you immediately, your ego immediately takes you back to the person you were when you were with that person previously. Right? It's like all the learning, all the healing that you've done, it's almost like it goes right out the door and you revert back to that person from the past, the anxiety, the fears, the sense of rejection, abandonment, whatever it is. It's like, whoa, it comes up, right? And it's almost like, I really feel, because this came out in your June reading and now it's here, It's kind of like allowing yourself to really take a breath and say, you know what, I'm not that person that I used to be. And allowing that the person that you're seeing or getting an invitation from or hearing from, right? Allowing yourself to say, they may have changed too. That's really hard. That's really hard because that is that energy of being open and loving. If we have done some changing, if we have done some healing, if we are not the same person that we were before, we also have to allow the other person that right to have done some changing too, some healing, being a better, more progressed person now, right? We have to allow that until they show us differently, right? If we show up as our new version and just assume they're the same that they were before, there's no healing that can happen in that situation. It's just like if they had done a lot of transformation in their life and then they come across you and they assume you're the same person that you were previously, then of course, you're going to be all defensive, right? Just turn it around and think about it. Because here's the thing. There's a lot of love here. So when you see this person, I'm not saying that you're not going to have those emotions pop up. I'm not saying that it's not going to be easy. But that came out in your June reading, and I don't really usually remember readings, but I remember that one because it was so intense in my heart chakra, the energy, and this is what I think is coming out again. And the reason is because this is such a divine soulmate, whether it's romantic, family, or friend, understanding that there is so much love and whatever has occurred in the past, okay, is in the past. And I do feel like there is this energy of something coming back together, right? Of people or you and another person coming back together and really and truly bonding on a level that you haven't been able to bond in a long time or ever, perhaps ever. So I think the only thing I would say is perhaps trying to prepare for that, right? It's come out twice. So I feel like the divine knows just how, I don't know, like emotional that could be, and kind of allowing yourself to kind of like prepare for it, right? And not having any preconceived ideas of what that person is doing today or what they may say, right? Really preparing on your own level to have an open and loving heart and to accept them for the way that they show up until they do show who they truly, until they do show that they're not healed, right? Allowing them that grace, and because that will also help you to show up more in your more authentic self. Wow, beautiful energy, Libra. I'd love to hear in the comments who you think this might be or how it might affect your life, because I know in that June reading, it really said that this connection and what occurs in this connection in June is going to change your life in the future, right? Whether you reconnect and come back together or not, the entire episode completely changes your viewpoint about how you move forward in life. So it is a turning point. Allow yourself that grace, that courage, that gratitude for the situation, and embrace it with an open heart. That's all I can say. All right, Libra, I love you so much. And thank you so much for being here. And I hope you have a great week. Bye for now. All right, Scorpio, let's see what is on the horizon for you. Wow, lovely. Okay. All right, so you have journey. Your life is a sacred gift. Yeah. And, this is the new moon in Gemini, and it's kind of interesting. We have a moon there, although this is going to be a new moon. But this is the energy of really kind of like stepping into that that essence of that this is a sacred gift. And one of the things is that Jupiter just moved into Gemini May 25th. And with it, it comes a little bit of the time we have here is limited, right? So it kind of like in our mind, it speeds up that clock. It's kind of like, I'm not here forever, so I have to start living the life I really want to live, right? And I feel like that's what you're doing. Like if you had been toiling away, trying to create a certain material life for yourself, or throwing yourself into a relationship or something like that. And it's kind of like all of a sudden you're starting to have these longings for what is the impact I want to have on the world? How do I want to be remembered, right? What is my legacy going to be? This is some of the energies that new moon in Gemini are bringing up, and knowing that life is short, right? You can't take the material things that you accumulate with you after your time here is done, right? But what you can do is when you leave, you can leave an impact that you've made on the world, how you have changed the world. You're all about transformation, Scorpio, right? How would you like to change the world? How would you like to impact it? How do you want people to remember you? And I feel like there's almost this sense where you're kind of like allowing yourself to see things in a different way, because you have a pig spirit and it says, use your mind wisely. It's kind of like understanding. And I always say, like when pigs fly, you could have been thinking, I'd like to make this change in the world. I'd like to use my mind. I'd like to use my creative talents, okay? I'd like to use all of that in order to change the world. But maybe some of you have been focusing on career or some other thing. And it's not that you have to change your career. I feel like for some of you, what you're doing is you're taking your skills and talents that you may have in your career and asking yourself, how can I use these to really create the legacy, the memories that I would like to have at the end of this life? It's allowing yourself to shift, perhaps. For some of you, Scorpio, you may actually change your career. You may decide to go in a completely different way. But I think for a lot of you, you're shifting out of making money, being safe in the world, whatever that is, and allowing yourself to go in this direction of meeting new people, creating new things, right? Doing things that we would think, well, you can only do that when pigs fly, right? It's the energy of I'm dreaming bigger, and I'm dreaming bigger, not just for myself, but for the world or for my family, right? I'm expanding my energy. I'm not wanting to, and I don't mean this, this is very much that Capricorn energy. Pluto was in Capricorn for 15 years. It was all about how much money, material things can we gather for ourselves, right? Or how can we be in charge of other people, right? Climb that corporate ladder. That's what the last 15 years was all about. Now we've shifted into Pluto in Aquarius. And that type of mentality of, you know, one person is on top and tells everybody else what to do is kind of really leaving in a lot of different sectors of life. And it's more of an energy of how can I work with others for the better of all, right? And that is an exciting energy. And since you are the transformative zodiac sign, you love to transform institutions, societies, yourself, right? It's kind of like allowing yourself to see, how can I make new connections that can bring huge impact into the world, and not maybe narrowly focused on material things, right? It's kind of like a much broader scope, you know. For some of you, it really is maybe about thinking about how you want people to remember you. And maybe in Pluto and Capricorn, you wanted people to think that you were driven and had an ability to be successful in your career. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just that the energies of the cosmos have changed. And now we're kind of like expanding that. Instead of just creating for ourselves, it's really about how can we create for the good of all. All right, Scorpio, if anybody can transform this world, it is you. We need you. So thank you so much for all of your efforts there. And I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now. All right, Sagittarius, how are you, Sag? It's so good to see you. Let's see what we have here. Wow, powerful energies. Okay, so you have a safety and you have the Three of Swords, okay? Now, this is your past energy. This is not what you're going through this week. But this is the energy of letting you know we have that new moon in Gemini, okay? Your opposite sign on Thursday. And in that new moon in Gemini, it's all about making changes. How can we expand our horizons? How can we communicate to more people? How can we broaden, okay, our insights about how the world works and how we fit in it? And I think that this is just a message from Spirit to say that some situation in the past that brought you a lot of heartache, disappointment is in the past. And it's really and truly time to allow yourself to make decisions that are bigger and broader and not making decisions just based on what will keep me safe. And it's funny that Pluto in Capricorn energy just really has been coming out this week. I feel like part of it is that in the Pluto in Capricorn era from 2008 until this year, it was detrimental to you, Sag, right? It held you down. You're a fire sign. You love adventure. You love getting out there, trying new things, right? But that Pluto in Capricorn was very rule-driven and very confining for you. And now that Pluto is in Aquarius, there's this energy where you can expand. But after 15 years of being squashed down, right? It's kind of like hard to break that pattern. And this energy has kind of been coming out in your readings lately, because here you have the mouse spirit, tend to the small things and your honoring path. It's about really spending some time this week thinking about who you want to be 6 months from now. What impact do you want to make on the world? What changes would you like to make that help you to get more in alignment with what your heart desires? And then tending to those small things, right? What changes in your eating habits, what changes in exercising, in your work routine, in, whatever it is. It's kind of like those little things really add up. And allowing yourself to really kind of commit to those changes will also start the ball rolling in bigger things coming onto your path. Yeah, ask yourself, we're kind of in that season where if you haven't already cleaned out your closet for the summer months here in the Northern Hemisphere, it's kind of like time to kind of like do those housekeeping things that maybe we don't want to do, right? But those are the things that really can help provide space, provide clarity, right? When we have clutter around us, it's hard for us to think. It's hard for us to envision where we're wanting to go. This is the energy of allowing yourself to do some of that clearing out so that you can put your time and energy towards where it is you want to go. All right, Sag, it is such a joy to see you. I hope you got to watch your June reading. The playlist is at the end of this video, and I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now. All right, Capricorn, let's see what we have for you today. Oh, you got two of those. Very nice. All right, you have the giraffe spirit and crow spirit. The giraffe spirit is see the big picture, very much Sagittarian energy, and crow spirit, co-create with spirit. So this is the energy of a little bit of getting out of your comfort zone, okay? Seeing the bigger picture of life, allowing yourself to tap into your intuition. Because Capricorn, you can, and this came out in your June reading. If you haven't seen that, I have the playlist for all of them at the end of this video. This came out in your reading about how to really allow yourself to tune into some of the mindsets that may be holding you back, because it is time for you to expand and to enjoy a life, not just work yourself to the bone. It's time for you to enjoy life, to see the bigger picture of life. The bigger picture of life. We did not come here to toil and just work ourselves, right? It's really an energy of also enjoying. What experiences would you like to have before you leave this earth plane that you have not yet had? And making plans to allow yourself to go in that direction, to go have those experiences. Doesn't mean you have to put it on your calendar for tomorrow, right? It can be 5 years from now, but you're putting it on the calendar. You're starting to make plans, right? You're mapping out where you're going and what you want to see and where you're going to stay and the foods you want to eat when you go there, right? If it's a place that you're traveling, if it's a business that you're wanting to open, really allowing yourself to go through the process of, okay, what is it that I need to be able to start that? And when I open it, what do I want it to look like, right? And allowing yourself to kind of dream a little bit bigger, because here's the thing, you have stillness, okay? Be calm and quiet. This is the energy, listening to your heart, not listening to the ego, right? And then you have courage and Page of Spirits. Page of Swords. I love this energy because it's having the courage to say it out loud, what it is that you want to experience. And almost, literally saying it out loud, not only to yourself and to the universe, but to other people, and getting that ball rolling, going towards those experiences that you would really and truly like to have. Those are hard things, okay? They're not accomplishments. It's not goals with some number next to it, right? These are experiences. What would your heart like to experience while it's here on earth? What would you like to see, And what would you like to experience? What thrills would you like to have? That's what you want on that list. And that's what you're being asked to really kind of like think about, set intentions with around this new moon in Gemini on Thursday, and then really starting to take some action, allowing that to come into your reality. All right, Capricorn, it was so good to see you. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now. All right, Aquarius, welcome in. It's so good to see you. I hope you're having a great day. Let's see what we have for you. All right, we have the Ten of Swords, but this is not something ending this week. This is the energy that this Ten of Swords is over. Whatever it is. It's kind of like, something has to end before something new can start. And in between the ending and the beginning, that we have that transition period. It could be a relationship that ended some time ago, a career, a dream that you had that you now realize is not going to be so. And then you have here today, this week, right? But there's been some time, okay? It could be a year, it could be 10 years, it could be a while since that ending happened. And it's taken you that long to kind of heal and get to this point on your journey. But this is the energy of letting you know that the healing process is over. It's time to open your heart to new people and new situations. Yeah, because you have the lizard spirit, dream the world into being, right? And I always say with this lizard, he's got like one hand on one reed and another hand on another reed. It's a little bit like the Two of Wands energy. Understanding that you get to decide what you want in this next chapter. And don't worry about making the wrong decision, because there's never a wrong decision. Every decision will bring us different experiences, but those things that we are destined to experience or have in this lifetime will come to us no matter what. So it's allowing yourself to say, where would I like to go? What would I like to experience? How do I want to be remembered when I leave this earth? What memories do I want to make before my time is up? And allowing yourself, that helps you to be choosing from your heart rather than from your head or what you think people want you to say, right? This is the energy of, yes, I'm choosing from my heart and not from my head. And look at this, authenticity and a creative endeavor. This is so expansive. Like for some of you, you may literally be starting some kind of spiritual business, a creative business, stepping out of your comfort zone, knowing that the past is truly in the past. So it's kind of like, what is it I want to experience in this next chapter of my life? Pluto is in Aquarius, in your sign, and it will be for the next 20 years. This is your time to really and truly take a look. It's in your first house. Who do you want to be remembered as? What is it that you want your legacy to be? And allowing yourself to make decisions, right? Make decisions that are in alignment with what you want for the next, not just the next 20 years, but even beyond that. But as you leave this earth, how do you want to be remembered? What impact do you want to make on this world? And allowing yourself to kind of like make choices that allow you to go in that direction. Beautiful energy, Aquarius, gorgeous energy. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I wish you so much love and light this week. I hope you have a great week, and I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now. All right, Pisces, let's see what we have for you. Oh, beautiful. Okay, you have, all right, first of all, I'm going to say, Horse Spirit, freedom is yours. I think for some of you, you are allowing yourself to follow your heart and go in a direction, and it looks like it could be a romantic relationship, but it doesn't have to be. You're really allowing yourself to be free of mindsets or conditioned beliefs that are holding you back from what your heart truly desires. Because look at what you have here. You have the loving woman, okay? Beautiful. Queen of Cups and Empress energy. 3 of Pentacles and ignite. Release your potential. Yes, stepping into this energy of really and truly being your own authentic self. The loving woman is very intuitive. You're very intuitive, very creative, very nurturing, takes good care of herself, loves herself, pampers herself, and also is very loving and nurturing to the people she cares about. This is the energy of understanding that I feel like there's something that you want to work on with other people, whether that is literally a creative project or a business that you want to start, or even just a group of people, whether it's a family unit or a friend unit or community unit, something where you want to be working with other people in order to kind of like step into your potential. And for some of you, I feel like you're in a situation where you either have been working by yourself or you've been working with other people that really aren't in alignment with what you want for yourself. And I feel with this new moon in Gemini, which is all about change, is that you're shifting who gets your time and energy, and you're shifting your time, energy, love, resources to people that really want to work with you. Now, I'm also going to say that the 3 of Pentacles also represents, okay, intuition and working with the divine to create things, create art, create music, create jewelry, create whatever you're wanting to create. So it is allowing yourself to use your intuition, meditating, or if you have a muse or a way of creating that helps you to tap into your intuition, allowing your spirit guides and angels to help you in that creation process helps you to really hit your highest potential. This is all about potential, right? It helps you to go in the direction of your highest potential. That's why I feel like if you've been working with some people, and especially if you've been working with, like, I don't know, like other artists or producers or agents that are really kind of more geared on the money aspect, okay? Or maybe you even have family members that are more geared on the money aspect of your talent, of your creativity. Then the thing is that not allowing yourself to give them as much of your energy, or using their insight as much as what you are getting from your guides or other people that are really more in alignment. I feel this is an energy of allowing yourself to step away from people that really don't understand what it is that you're trying to create. They're trying to maybe make money on it. They may say that they're supportive or they're trying to help you, but it's really allowing your intuition to guide you towards the people that you can work with, that will help you to bring the success into your life that you're looking for. Wow, powerful energy there, Pisces. All right, well, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now. All right, Aries. Hello, Aries. How are you? It's so good to see you. All right, let's see what we have here. Oh, nice. Oh, this is beautiful. All right, I think for some of you, you've been kind of stuck for a while. Status quo, right? It's kind of like, okay, this is where my life is and not much change is happening. But you have the wolf spirit. Turn knowledge into wisdom. So this is the energy where you actually have all of the tools that you need. You have all the insight that you need. But it's taking that insight, it's taking those tools and applying them to the situation that you're in. You're thinking you're stuck in a certain situation, whether that's a relationship, a career, a health issue, whatever it is, financial issue. It's kind of like, this isn't going to change, or it's going to take a lot of work to change it. But there's something here that it's kind of like, if you allow yourself to take a little bit of this and a little bit of that and mix it all together and then apply it to this issue that you have, all of a sudden, right, things start coming together for you. Yeah, they're saying glue. It's almost like you're gluing different aspects of yourself or your experiences together in order to have this energy of bliss. I'm not sure. I think your June reading has something about bliss. Open your door to the divine. Your bliss is literally your life purpose. Your bliss is where you lose all sense of time when you're doing an activity. A lot of times it's a creative activity, right? Or being in nature or something like that. And then you have the Four of Wands. Happy family, happy home, celebration, financial security, literally, right? Having everything that you want, an abundance of time, love, joy, and bliss. It's the success that you have been looking for. You're moving out of a stagnant stage and into something that is beautiful, but part of it is allowing yourself to use the insight that you've gained. You know, it's kind of like what they're showing me is kind of like, maybe you're working on a relationship, or you're working on a project in your career sector, right? And it's kind of like you feel like you've gotten to some type of a standstill, like you can't figure out how to get past this little bump in the road. And then it's allowing yourself to kind of like go back into your toolbox of experiences, right? And saying, what have I learned in these other experiences that may be similar to this? Because I feel like you're pulling something out of this toolbox, and it's not literally a toolbox, but it's your insight, your wisdom, the experiences you've had. And you're garnering something out of there that helps you to push past this. And I don't feel like the issue is with the other person, okay? It's really something that's more internal with you, Aries. But when you go into your toolbox, you understand that you have the inner confidence or the strength or the courage, the resilience, whatever may be needed at this time in order to help you get over this little hump. Because then suddenly, where are you? You're in the sense of having everything that it is that you want and being truly happy with it, right? And I think for some of you, this could be a relationship. This could be something where when you allow yourself to go deep into your emotions, you understand what maybe you need to share with this person, or have a better insight of how to communicate. There's a sense of communication. Gemini is all about communication. And we have a new moon in Gemini on Thursday. So it could be some kind of a conversation, like allowing yourself to talk to yourself first about this situation, and then having a conversation with somebody else that helps this relationship to go to a deeper level. Or if it's a new relationship, allowing yourself to step out of your comfort zone to either approach this person or or tell them, be a little bit more vulnerable with them. Wow, beautiful energy there, Aries. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you have a wonderful week. I love you so much, and I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now. All right, Taurus, let's see what we have here. Okay. Let's see. Oh my goodness, this is beautiful. All right, you have the vulture spirit, nothing is wasted, and professional assistance. Okay, now this is a little bit of the energy where I feel like you are going in a new direction. Now, I have all the June readings up, and the playlist is at the end. And as I remember, there's something in the, I tend to not remember readings very well, but there is something here where I feel like you're having an epiphany, perhaps with that new moon in Gemini on Thursday. It's a new moon that helps us to awaken to what is holding us back, what we need to allow ourselves to eliminate so we can make the changes that we need to make to go in the direction that our heart is desiring. And you have the vulture spirit. I think you're staying in a situation or a relationship that you've known for some time. It's the number 63, and 6 plus 3 is 9. It's a little bit of that energy of understanding you've put so much time and energy into this person or this situation that you feel like, oh, if I leave, then everything is wasted. All that time, all that energy, right? But there's nothing wasted. There's never anything wasted. So, you know, it's allowing yourself to have the insight to say, you know what, if it's time to leave, it's time to leave. I'm not staying because I've put so much into something. Instead, I'm going to allow myself to take back my time, my energy, my resources, my love, and go in a new direction. And I feel like, look at how happy she looks, right? It's kind of like, yes. And it says awakening, live in the moment. It's kind of like allowing yourself, 9 of Pentacles, to go in the direction that's best for you. This is an energy of independent. We also call it the single lady card. It doesn't mean that you could be leaving a relationship. It also could mean that you're leaving a career to start your own business. Okay, but it's a sense of being happy of who you are and no longer staying attached or in a situation that isn't good for you. You're having this awakening, like really and truly saying, I can't stay here any longer. It doesn't matter that I've been here for perhaps 9 years, okay, with the 9. Maybe you've been there 9 years, and it's kind of like, yeah. You know, it's kind of like if you've been at a job for 9 years, you're like, oh my goodness, now I have to put my resume together and blah, blah, blah. But it's kind of like, if that's not fulfilling you, it's time. It's time to find something that is. It's time to move on. Same thing with a relationship. For some of you, it could even be a housing situation or a city that you live in, and you're just not, you know, you're kind of like, there's nobody here that I really want to connect to or I can connect to. And it's asking yourself that question, why am I staying, right? And if the only reason you're staying really is because, well, I've been here for so long, you know, like I put so much time and energy into this. How can I leave now? That's not a reason to stay. Recognizing that really isn't a reason to stay. Sometimes we can convince ourselves that it is, but it really and truly isn't. All right, Taurus. Yes, please check out your June reading because I do feel like that energy was being picked up in your June reading. So all of the playlist of all the June readings is at the end of this video. So please check it out. All right. And I love you so much. I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now. Well, hello there, Gemini, and happy birthday. I hope your month is, I hope Gemini season is treating you well. I have to say, it's been just a beautiful Gemini season for myself. So I hope it has been for you. All right, so let's take a look at what this week has in store for you. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited because I'm a Gemini. All right, so we have the sense of harmony and peace, perfect balance. Look at that energy. I mean, it's just a peaceful energy. I think there's a balance between you and people in your life, between your work and your playtime, okay? Celebrating others, celebrating yourself and your birthday, right? There's just this sense of peace and joy and just being at at peace and with, what is that word? It's kind of like with one, right? Literally being one with everybody and everything that's going on in your life. It's almost like you can feel, okay, that your energy has changed. And with this new moon in Gemini, first of all, Jupiter is now in your first sign. That transited May 25th, right? Venus is in your first house also for the next month. And now we have a new moon in Gemini. It's kind of like having this sense of peace. Like, you know that the worst is behind you. You know that you have this beautiful new beginning ahead of you. You know you have Jupiter on your side, right? It's kind of like, it's a little bit of being at one with yourself and with the world. Allowing yourself to just kind of relish. There is this intense energy of relishing where you are after such a long journey. And especially that Pluto in Capricorn, right? Since 2008, the last 15 years. It's now in Aquarius. Thank you. And it will be there for the next 20 years. A much more conducive sign for us Geminis. And this is kind of like a sense of peace, like really and truly knowing that the worst is behind, and all you can do is look for the enthusiasm, embracing the enthusiasm of new people and new opportunities. And then look what you have. You have the Ace of Pentacles, new opportunities opening up for you. These can be new job offers, invitations to parties, new people that you're meeting. It could be, literally new romance. It could be new romance. There are new ideas, new business ideas, new ways that you want to show up in the world. It's also about planting those seeds, Look, she's planted the seed, and it's just one seed, one pentacle. But if you nurture it and you love it and you care for it, and you know that the thing that times are good. It's like getting the farmer's almanac and then reading it and realizing, oh, for the next year, there's just the right amount of rain. There's just the right amount of sunlight, right? There's no big storms on the horizon. It's almost that energy of, yeah, I have a year. I have a year of peace and joy and harmony. And it's like, I feel like, or especially for me, I have felt lately, I don't want to waste any of this time. When we get this cosmic energy behind us, right, that's ready to lift us and take us into new horizons, it's kind of like, yeah, I don't want to waste a minute of it. And that's why you have Canary Spirit, sing your own song. You no longer have to sing a song that other people want you to sing. You know that you can say what you want to say, that you're being authentic to yourself. And you have this Ace of Pentacles. And I think for part of this is understanding that you're planting the seed of your own authenticity, that you're planting a seed for the happiness you want, not the happiness that other people wanted for you, or the happiness that you were planting for other people, right? It's kind of like, no, I'm planting a seed for my own happiness and being at peace with it after perhaps that whole time of Pluto in Capricorn, and maybe even before that, right? The conditioned belief that I wasn't allowed to plant my own seeds of happiness. I only could plant seeds that would benefit other people in my life that wanted something from me. This is your own seed of happiness. This is allowing yourself to nurture, to love your own sense of happiness. Loving yourself enough that you're willing to put the time and the energy into nurturing your own Ace of Pentacles and watching it grow to the Ten of Pentacles. And the Ten of Pentacles isn't just about pentacles and money. The pentacles also represent our own sense of our own worth, right? For the first time in your life, you maybe are planting a seed of your own worthiness. Whereas before, you only planted seeds that other people wanted you to plant. You only planted seeds that would help you to grow into what other people wanted you to grow into, right? To play the roles they wanted you to play. to kind of live your life so that they would be happier. And now you're planting a seed of your own, not a seed that is based on what other people want for you. And you're doing this, right? You're singing your own song. You could be even singing to your own seed. You know, I talk to my plants, right? It's kind of like singing or talking to your own seed of happiness. Yeah, what a beautiful, I mean, I feel like it's partly very enthusiastic and yet at the same time being at peace. And, you know, for a lot of us, you know, I'll put myself in that category. It does take a lot of work to get to the point where we can say, I'm planting seeds for myself and I'm not just going to worry about what everybody else has to say about it. It's allowing yourself to plant the seeds of your own happiness and joy, and allowing yourself to spend the time, the energy, the money, the resources, the love to watch that seed grow. Oh, Gemini, what a beautiful energy. Use that new moon in Gemini energy this week. Set your intentions because your life will be different, literally different 6 months from now. All right, Gemini, I hope you checked out your June reading and your yearly reading. I put your solar birthday reading up, I think, on Thursday. So I'll have that linked at the end too. Much love and light to you. I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.